dear viewers, now discuss physical and chemical changes based on ICSE class 7. At first, discuss the summary, very short summary. After then, the many types of question answer, that is true, false, fill in the blanks, choose the correct option, definition term, different types, and question answer. Okay. At first, discuss the change, the conversion of any substance from one from to another. Next, types of changes. Many types of changes, that is natural changes. Changes that occur in nature are known as the natural changes. For example, growth of plant or baby. Now show the how to grow the plant. This is an example of natural changes. Okay. Next, changes, that is artificial changes. Changes that are made to happen or causes by human activities are known as artificial changes. That is example of cooking of food. Okay. Next, changes, that is the example of fast changes. Changes that take place in a very short period of time are known as the fast change. That is example burning of mistakes. Okay. Next, changes, slow changes. That is changes that take place over a long period of time are known as slow changes. Example, growth of a baby into an adult. Show the picture. Okay. Next, changes, reversible changes. Changes that can be reversed. Okay. That is, you can get back the original substance by changing the conditions that brought about the change are known as a reversible change. Example, melting of ice. Okay. Show the picture, melting of ice. Next, changes, that is irreversible changes. Changes that cannot be reversed. That is, you cannot get back the original substance by changing the condition that brought about the change are known as irreversible changes. Example, cooking of food, rusting of iron. Okay. Next, changes, that is periodic changes. Okay. Changes that repeat after a fixed interval of time are known as the periodic changes. For example, change of season. Okay, that is winter, spring, summer, autumn. This is the change of season. Okay. Next, changes, non-periodic changes. Changes that not repeat after a fixed interval of time and can occur anytime are known as non-periodic changes. That is example occurrence of cyclone. That is the one type of non-periodic changes. Okay. Next, changes, exothermic changes, creating the temperature. Okay. That is changes is in which there is release of energy in the form of heat are known as exothermic changes. Okay. Example, burning of fuels. Okay. Next, changes, endothermic changes. Changes in which there is absorption of energy in the form of heat, that is known as endothermic changes. For example, cooking of food. For the example, okay. Next, changes, desirable changes. Changes that are useful to us are known as the desirable changes. For example, cooking of food, repairing of fruits, blooming of flower, etc. So the picture, blooming of flower, it is the desirable changes. Okay. Next, changes, undesirable changes. Changes that are harmful to us are known as the undesirable changes. Example, rotting of fruits, vegetables, soil erosion, rusting of iron. So the picture, rusting of iron. Okay. Next example, that is the explain that is a physical change. Change in ways no new substance are formed are known as the physical changes. For example, folding of paper, cutting of iron rod into pieces, evaporation and condensation of the substance. Show the picture, folding of paper on type of the physical change. Okay. Next changes, chemical changes. Changes in which new substance are formed are known as chemical changes. Example, rotting of fruit and vegetables, cooking of food and breaking of cake, burning of paper, etc. Show the picture, chemical change, burning of paper. Okay, my dear viewers, now discuss next part, that is the question answer. Okay, now discuss write T for true and A for false. Okay, at first question, germination of seed is an example of a slow change. This statement is true. Okay. Next question. Cutting of tree is an artificial change. This statement is true. Next question. Question number 3. Cyclone occur periodically. It is wrong. That is false. Next question. Withdrawing of leaf is an irreversible change. Okay, this is true. Next question, question number 5. Burning of a matchstick is a fast change. This statement is true. Okay. Next question, question number 6. All changes in nature are reversible. 100% wrong. False. Okay. Next question, question number 7. Occurrence of landslide is a periodic change. False. Statement false. Okay. Next question, question number 8. In a physical change, the chemical properties of a substance change. 100% wrong. Okay. Only for the change for physical change. Okay. Not change for chemical property. Okay. Next question, question number 9. Sublimation is an example of physical change. True. This statement true. Physical change. Others example, evaporation, melting, boiling. Okay. This statement true. Next question, question number 10. Rotting of vegetables is an example of a chemical change. This statement true. That is, the product no return the initial state. That is, this statement is true. Okay. Next question type, fill in the blanks. Okay. Cutting down of tree is a or an dash change. This is artificial change. Okay. Next question, germination of seed is a dash change, slow change. Next question, question number 3. The products of a or an dash change are harmful and unpleasing. This is the undesirable change. Okay. Next question. The changes in which there is release of heat energy are called dash change, exothermic change. When the energy absorbs, this change is endothermic change. But this is the answer, exothermic change. Okay. Next question, question number 5. If the chemical property of a substance remain unchanged but its shape changed, it is the dash change. It is the physical change. Okay. Next question, question number 6. the new products formed in a chemical change through dash property, that is new property. Okay. Next question, question number 7. In physical changes, the energy change is dash, that is minimize, that is minimum, minimal. Okay. Next question, question number 8. The process in which a solid gets converted into its liquid state when heat is known as dash, that is melting. Okay. Next question, question number 9. The process of evaporation takes place at a temperature below the dash point of the liquid, that is boiling. Okay. Next question, question number 10. Okay. Change that repeat after a fixed interval of time are known as dash changes, periodic changes. Okay. Next question type, choose the correct for each of the following. Okay. Now, at first question number A, which of the following is not an irreversible changes? It's not. Okay. That is melting of eggs, boiling of vegetables, baking of biscuit, flying of food product. That is the answer one, melting of eggs. That is the not irreversible change. Okay. Next question, question number B. Which of the following is a periodic change? Cyclone, phase of moon, accident, tsunami. The right answer, question number B, right answer 2, phase of moon. Okay. Next question, question number C. Burning of petrol is an example of dash change. Physical change, endothermic change, exothermic change, none of these. That is the exothermic change. That is the burning of petrol is the example of exothermic change. Next question, question number D. Digestion of food is an example of dash change. Physical, reversible, chemical, undesirable. That is the undesirable change. Okay. Digestion is the example of undesirable change. Next question, question number E. Which of these is a physical change? Rusting of iron, burning of paper, flooding of paper, cooking of food. That is the question number E, right answer 3. Folding of paper. It is the one type of physical change. Next question, question number 8. Identify the characteristics of a chemical change. Option 1. Change in both physical and chemical property. Option 2. No new product are formed. Option 3. Temporary and irreversible. Option 4. Energy change in minimal. That is the option 1. Right answer, change in both physical and chemical property. Okay. Both change. Okay. Next question type, give an example for each of the following. It is the example, that is the natural change, fast change, non-periodic change, desirable change, reversible change. Okay. Example, now discuss the example. Natural change, growth of plant or a baby. First change, example, burning of matchsticks. Okay, paper burning. Okay. Non-periodic change, occurring cyclone. Okay. Next, undesirable change. Example, rotting of fruits of vegetables, soil erosion, rusting of iron. Okay. Reversible change. Example, melting of ice. Okay. Next question type, write the categories the following changes into physical and chemical changes. Burning of paper, rusting, melting of ice, evaporation, cooking of food. Now the answer discuss physical change, melting of ice, evaporation. But the chemical changes category, the chemical changes, burning of paper, rusting, cooking of food. Now discuss another question. Write down the following changes into physical and chemical changes and their energy changes. Okay. Burning of wood, bursting of cracker, melting of ice, photosynthesis, boiling of water. Now discuss the question number 1. Burning of wood. Chemical change. Heat, energy is released. Okay. Creating the energy. Okay. Next, bursting of trigger. Chemical change. Heat energy is released. Okay. Next, melting of ice. Physical change. Okay. Heat energy is absorbed. Okay. Photosynthesis used in plant. Photosynthesis. Chemical change. Heat energy is absorbed. Boiling of water. Physical change. Okay. Heat energy is absorbed. Okay. Now discuss, define the following terms: desirable changes, exothermic changes, boiling, dissolution, rusting. At first discuss desirable changes. Okay. Changes that are useful to us are known as desirable changes. Okay. For example, cooking of food, repairing of foods, blooming of flower. Example, the desirable change blooming of flower. Okay. Now, next different term, exothermic changes. Changes in which there is release of energy in the form of heat are known as exothermic changes. For example, burning of oil. Show the picture, burning of oil. Okay. Next, boiling. Okay. The process in which a liquid gets converted into its vapor state. Okay. When heat at a particular temperature, and a particular temperature is known as boiling. No new substance are formed during the boiling. That is, boiling is the one type of physical changes. Okay. Next, dissolution. Okay. It is the also one type of physical change. Dissolution. The process in which in solid is mixed or dissolved in a liquid to form a solution is called known as dissolution. When salt is dissolved in a liquid to form a mixture, it is the one type of physical change. Show the picture. Okay. Next, rusting. It is one type of the chemical change. Okay, the process in which iron objects form a reddish-brown flaky substance on their substance when they come in contact with moisture and oxygen in the air is known as rusting. Okay, show the picture. Rusting. Okay. Next question type, differentiate between the following terms. That is, natural and artificial changes, fast and slow changes, periodic and non-periodic changes, melting and freezing, boiling and evaporation. Okay. And now discuss that is the difference between natural and artificial changes. Natural changes, changes that occur in nature are known as natural changes. Example, growth of plant or baby. Okay, show the picture, growth of plant. This is the example of natural changes. Okay, next part, artificial changes. Changes that are made to happen or caused by human activities. Okay, are known as artificial change. Cooking of food. Show the picture, cooking of food. It is the one type of artificial change. Okay. Next difference, fast and slow changes. Changes that take place in a very short period of time are known as a fast change. For example, burning of matchstick. Okay. Next, slow changes. Changes that take place over a long period of time are known as slow changes. For example, growth of baby into a adult. Okay. Show the picture. Okay. Next difference between periodic and non-periodic changes. Okay. Periodic changes, changes that repeat after a fixed interval of time, are known as periodic changes. Example, change in season, that is winter, spring, summer, autumn. It is a change of season. Okay. Change of season in the earth surface. Okay. Next part, non-periodic changes. Changes that do not repeat after a fixed interval of time and can occur anytime are known as non-periodic change. For example, occurrence of cyclone. Cyclone. This is the type of non-periodic change. Okay. Next difference between melting and freezing point. Okay. The process in which a solid gets converted into its liquid state when heated is known as melting. For example, when ice is heated, it melts to form water. Okay. So the picture, melting of ice. Okay. Freezing. The process in which a liquid gets converted into its solid state when cooled is known as freezing. For example, water is cooled, the freeze and turn back into ice. So the picture, example of freezing. Okay. Next difference between boiling and evaporation. The process in which the liquid gets converted into its vapor state when heated at a particular temperature is known as boiling. But the process in which the liquid gets converted into its vapor state is known vaporization. That is the evaporation. Okay. Now the second point, boiling occurs rapidly, whereas evaporation occurs slowly. But next point, evaporation occurs at any temperature, whereas boiling occurs at a specific temperature. Okay, evaporation occurs at any temperature, whereas boiling occurs at a particular specific temperature. Okay, it is boiling with including evaporation, but only evaporation. Okay, next question type. Give the reason for the following: bursting of clicker in an exothermic change, boiling is a physical change, all chemical changes are permanent, rusting of iron is a chemical change. It is the one type of reason type question answer. Okay, at first, bursting of clickers in an exothermic changes. Okay, bursting of clickers is an exothermic reaction, as when a quicker burst, a large amount of heat energy is released and it explodes. So the picture, bursting of quicker, okay, strontium, barium, lithium, sodium, copper, calcium, okay. Please show the picture properly. Color change with different matter. Okay. Next, boiling is a physical change. Okay. Boiling water are physical change because the gaseous water produced is chemically identical to the liquid water. That is, both of them have the same molecular structure of water. That is, no change of internal parts. That is, the boiling is the example of physical change. That is not chemical change. Okay. Next question, region type question. All chemical changes are permanent. Chemical change is a permanent change because entirely new substance with new properties are found and this change cannot be released. Chemical change, for example, blooming of flower, burning of wood, roasting of iron, uh, digestion of food, okay, etc. Show the picture. That is the photosynthesis is the one type of chemical change. Okay, please show the picture properly. Next, rusting of iron is a chemical change. Okay, when the iron is exposed to air and moisture, rust formation take place. Rust is iron oxide. Okay, a new substance form out of a reaction. The color of the surface of the iron also changes. Hence, rusting of iron is a chemical change. Okay, show the picture. The rusting of iron. It is the one type of the chemical change. That is the internal particles. That is the main particles. Main particles changes. Okay, this is the chemical change. Now the difference between desirable and undesirable changes. Okay, desirable changes that are useful to us as the known as desirable change for cooking of food, repairing of food, blooming of flowers, etc. Okay, next part, undesirable change. Changes that are useful to us known as undesirable changes. Example, roasting of fruits and vegetables, soil erosion, rusting of iron, etc. Next question, define the exothermic change. That is the not, it is the defined term of endothermic change. Exothermic, that is the release the temperature. Endothermic opposite, that is the opposite of exothermic change, that is absorb temperature. Now discuss define endothermic change. Okay, changes in which there is absorption of energy in the form of heat known as endothermic changes. Example, cooking of food. Show the picture, cooking of food. Next question, give two examples of physical change which are irreversible. It is the conceptual question, very important conceptual question. Two example, physical change. Physical change mainly occur not irreversible. That is, physical change occurring mainly reversible, but two example irreversible. That is, cutting glass or pulverizing a rock are example of irreversible physical change. Okay, coughing of coughing oats for fear also represent an irreversible physical change, since the pieces cannot be put back together from the tree. Okay, irreversible change mainly, that is the main property. No turn back the initial property. Okay, next question. How are the following changes different from each other? Changing of milk into curd, hot milk becomes cold milk. Okay. Number one ensures changing of milk to curd is a chemical change and cannot be reversed. Okay. Number two part, that is the second part, hot milk becoming cold is due to the change in temperature. No change takes place in a chemical state. Okay, clear? Next question. Give two examples each of the physical and chemical changes. Okay, example of physical change include cutting of paper, melting butter, dissolving salt in water, breaking glass. Okay, a chemical change occurring when the matter is changed into one or more different types of matter. Example of chemical changes include rusting, fire, and cooking of food. Okay. Next question is magnetization of an iron nail a physical change. Magnetization of iron is a physical change. Okay, and not a chemical change, as there is no change of state, no change of temperature, no smell, and no evaporation of gas. That is, no evaporation of the gas. It is causes no chemical process in involved. That is the physical change. No chemical change. No properties show the chemical changes in this question. Okay. That is the magnetization is the example of physical change. Magnetization of iron is a physical change, not chemical change. Clear? Next question distinguishes between reversible and irreversible changes. Explain with example. Reversible changes. Changes that can be reversed. Okay, that is, we can get back the original substance by changing the condition that brought about the change, known as reversible change. Melting of ice, that is, come back, that is the return the initial state. Okay, that is the example, melting of ice. Irreversible change, opposite of reversible, that is change that cannot be reversed, that is, you cannot get back the original substance by changing the condition that brought about the change, known as irreversible change. Cooking of food. Okay, that is the no return the initial raw material. That is the raw material of cooking substance. That is, it is the irreversible change. That is the one type of the chemical change. Okay. Next question. A change can be desirable at one time or undesirable at another time. Justify this statement with example. This is question. This question is the one type of the conceptual question. Okay. Yes. For example, if you want to cut the milk when it will desirable change. And if want to make a tea but the milk is cut at that time, you cannot able to make the tea. Hence, in this case, in this case, that is will be an undesirable change. Okay, clear? Next question. Question number: what are the difference between physical and chemical change? Okay, physical change and chemical change. That is the difference between physical and chemical change. Number one. Number one point. Physical change. No new substance with new property are formed. Okay, new substance with new property are formed. Okay, number two, it can be reversed by simple physical method, but chemical change cannot be reversed by the simple physical method. Next point, point number three, physical change, it is temporary change. Okay, but chemical change, it is the permanent change. Next question, explain the evaporation as the physical change. Evaporation is the one type of physical change. Why? That is, evaporation of water is a physical change. When water evaporate, it changes from a liquid state to the gaseous state, that is gas state. But it is still water. It has not changed into any other substance. All the change of state are physical change. Okay. Next question. Explain the following: rusting of iron, curding of milk. Okay. Rusting of iron. Okay. Rusting of iron is the example of chemical change. Okay. Rusting of iron, that is, rusting is an oxidation reaction. The iron react with the water and oxygen to form hydrate iron oxide, that is, which we see as rust. Here is the word equation: iron plus water plus oxygen forms hydrate iron oxide. Okay, curding of milk. Curding is a process that involves conversion of milk into curdy by the bacterium called lactobacillus. Okay, this bacteria convert lactose present in the milk to lactic acid. Okay, this gives the sour taste to the curd. Okay, the property of curd are different from those of milk. It is an irreversible change or cannot get back milk from curd. Okay, hence it is the chemical change. Next question, explain the concept of energy change in physical and chemical changes with example. Okay, now for example, when solid dry ice vaporized, that is physical change, carbon dioxide molecule absorbs energy. When liquid water becomes ice, energy is released. Okay, energy change in chemical reaction result from the breaking and forming of bond. For bonding to break, energy must be absorbed. When new bond form, energy will be released. Okay, it is the conceptual question. Okay, any query, please comment in the box. Thank you, my dear viewers. Thank you, students.